All right, so do we want to start with the roll call?
Okay, I'll go ahead and do roll call. And when I call your name, say present. And if you're not here, I'll know that you're not here. Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Harsfield,
Present.
Commissioner Tauheed,
Present.
and Commissioner Ellis is absent. Okay.
Thank you. So welcome everybody to our July meeting. I don't have a lot as far as the agenda, as far as the chair report. I think one of the main things is us discussing the listening session. So we had planned a listening session on June 19th, but that ended up being a conflict for our featured speaker that we had invited. So we're needing to identify another date to hold our listening session and kind of get going on one, finding a date, and then two, finding a location for that listening session. So my thoughts are, we have an identified speaker and kind of a format I think that we would like to have. And so maybe this is something that we could try to plan in the next couple of months of holding our listening session, maybe sometime in maybe late August, speaking really with a positive attitude, either late August or September sometime. So those are one of the things that we needed to discuss today.
I would agree. We obviously need to postpone it. August or September is probably good. I think August might be better than September because September we're into schools and parents are occupied with students in schools and all that. So August would be better. I think school starts after Labor Day, so
Yeah, some do. Some start earlier in August.
yeah.
So if we think it's feasible to find a location, because that was the other thing. This last time we had talked about having it at the health department, but I think they were doing some renovations in their auditorium. And I don't know if that's something that we can look back into and maybe start there when that space would be available. Because we'll need a space that we can use AV. I think Commissioner Hartsfield, were you gonna?
I was going to say I was willing to check back in on the status of the construction there at the health department to see if it's available.
Okay. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea if you could check and see when that space would be available, because I think we all agree that that would be an ideal space, and then having it at the health department, I think, aligns with what we'll discuss as far as public health within Kansas City. So yeah, I think that would be great if you could circle back and find out when it might be available, and then we can plan from there. Okay, thank you. And then I've been in touch with our speaker, so I'll just reach back out to him to let him know that we're thinking August potentially, and make sure that he has availability in August.
And can I bring up a quick point on this one? Because of the lead time as far as sending out the advertising and everything like that, are you sure you want to do, because August is like next month?
Yeah,
that's pretty close. That was my only concern. I know we have to get it to communications, create the flyer, and get everything ready. That was my only concern.
Yeah, that's a good point. So what's the lead time as far as getting things for marketing to get them out there? And
if I'm not mistaken, I think we did 45 days,
Oh, okay,
and I can double check that.
okay,
I have to find the document that I typed up.
okay.
45 days puts it into September, definitely.
Yeah, maybe September.
It's coming up.
So yeah, we went over training, all the normal stuff.
Here we go.
See, I can't think.
Must be a minimum of 45 days after the full commission meeting.
Oh, after the full commission meeting.
Right.
Okay, so our full commission meets
End
the
of this
23rd. So that's pushing well into, yeah, mid-September.
into October.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I would say we can do September. If you don't want to go into October, could also let you know you have a speaker for October as well. So
we have someone, we're having a listening session.
no, your speaker from the list that I sent out.
Okay,
Someone
Okay.
just took October.
okay. Well, so we're discussing this for the listening session. And so the speaker list is for people to attend this meeting.
Okay. Okay. And I didn't know if you wanted to still do the regular meeting and the listening session in the same month.
Oh, yeah, I think we would still have our regular meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So Commissioner Hartsville, I think now we're thinking late September, maybe October. So if you could check for the dates for the health department for that.
Will too.
Okay, thank you. And then just to give another update based on something that Eric just mentioned. So as you recall, we have a running list of speakers that we had put together that's in our Teams folder that we would like to invite to this meeting, to our regular subcommittee meetings. What we had discussed was having about half the hour for our regular meeting and then half the hour for an outside speaker. And so Eric has started to reach out to those speakers, and we have our first speaker scheduled for next month. It sounds like other people are filling those slots. So going forward, hopefully that will be more of what our agenda is we'll discuss the business of the commission and also have our guest speakers to provide their input on reparations within Kansas City. And so we provided kind of a format of what we would like them to cover specific to their areas of expertise. So that will start next month. So if you have a chance to go into the Teams folder and take a look at the list, feel free to add additional names. If there's someone else or an organization that you would like to have come and speak to the commission, I think we could just keep a running list so we can keep our agenda filled. And then Eric, I know that we have someone scheduled for next month. I'm wondering how can we get that information out to a wider audience even before our agenda is sent out?
Who is that speaker who's scheduled?
So next month is going to be Hakima Payne from Uzaze Village.
Mhm.
I can get with Heather and we can send out flyers for her. I'm not sure if she has like a headshot and a bio. That's how you want to do it, so people know she's going to be speaking at the next month's meeting.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm sure she does have headshots and.
She'll also be able to send out the announcement to her list as well, correct? We'll get the
Yes.
announcement to her in time to do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we can do that, and we'll let Heather take care of that as far as advertising and sending, preparing the flyers and things like that. And I can also send it to the clerk's office for when we do the next meeting. We can do the agenda beforehand, and do it that way as well.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that will drive interest, and more input for these meetings.
Yeah, probably so you can just double check that. It's okay. It's not later.
Okay, and then the last thing that I had on my list was the harm statement. I know that we have put together more of kind of a mission and a vision for our commission, and have started to document some of the harms that we identified through our discussions, and the plan is to hopefully identify additional harms as we go through the speakers. So one of the things that I know that the commission has been asked to do is put together, the subcommittee has been asked to do is put together a harm statement. So I'm just wondering about, I've given it some thought and just having some difficulty with figuring out how to develop a harm statement when we don't have all of the research yet. And just wanting to get others' thoughts about, developing a harm statement now versus waiting and developing it once we have additional information and additional research.
We had a session some months ago on developing harm statements. It was from, I forget the woman's name. I attended that session. Former Commissioner King attended that session as well, and she became kind of the expert on this. Of course, she's no longer on the commission, but she has offered to help she was on the economics subcommittee. She's offered to help the economic subcommittee pull together a harm statement. I could ask her if we could add maybe the health subcommission to that, and in fact maybe ask her if she could do a kind of a workshop for us. She's no longer in the commission, but she did offer a workshop for us, and we can all get together and do a harm statement together. When she left, she took that institutional knowledge with her.
Okay.
But she has offered to help us do that. And so if that makes sense, I can ask her to schedule around her time, and then we could schedule to meet with her for an hour or so to get a harm statement together, or at least to get the beginnings of it anyway.
Yeah. Because I imagine that it would be kind of a living statement, that it will likely change as we, get more information, and it likely wouldn't be like our final statement. That's the question that I had as far as, do we have enough information yet about the specific harms in Kansas City to develop a adequate harm statement?
Well, my understanding of the harm statement is that it's not addressing a particular or specific historical harm, but it's addressing the idea of harm.
Okay.
General way connected to the particular sub area.
Okay.
That we're in. But there is a particular, I guess, legal format for that. This whole process is in many ways quasi-legal, and so there is I guess recommendations from national reparations organizations as to how we create our harm statements so that we have some legal foundation for them. So, but my understanding is not a specific statement of the harms, but a statement about harm in general, and how that affects a particular subarea. So.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that would be great if
Okay, I'll do that.
Former Commissioner Ms. King would help us do that. Okay. So that's all that I had as far as the chair update. I don't know if we have any other old business to address? I think we covered everything. So we have any new business, anything else that folks want to bring up?
Now, just looking at some notes from the past, in addition to the health department, we had also brought up about having our listening session at Swope as well. So if health department is not available, should approach them as well.
Okay, that sounds great.
Mhm.
I think that was on Commissioner Hartsfield's list,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. If not, then I can try to look into Swope.
It wasn't, but I'm happy to do that.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, if you're able to do that.
Also, going back through some of the notes from earlier meetings, there was a question that was raised some time ago back in September about having community members on the subcommittee. I know we thought that we should reach out to some legal advice on that. I don't, that would be old business that I don't think we've resolved that issue.
That's something that needs to go to the full committee. I don't know if we discussed it. And when you say community members,
Yeah, non-commission members, non-commission
Oh.
members on subcommittees.
I see.
Eric, if you I think we maybe asked you to reach out. Is that the case? I may be misremembering that, but
I remember the conversation. I don't remember if I was asked to do it or not, but I can find out.
Okay.
Just because I do know who our legal person is, I can ask her. That wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Anything else we need to follow up on? Okay, I think if not, we can open it up and see if there's any public comments or public input.
Okay, we do have someone out in the audience. Is it Shakidra Easterwood? If you have a question or comment, please raise your hand and I'll open your mic for you so you can speak. She's open. Okay, and you can unmute yourself. There you go.
Good afternoon. I would just like to speak on community members being able to join subcommittees. I would be interested if that's something that works out to be a possibility.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if we're able to get your information. I think the chat, I'm not sure that you can put it in the chat. So how could we get?
Let me,
I have Eric's email. He sends
Okay.
me the links. I do attend a few of the other subcommittees, but I could send my information to Eric and just let him know again that I am interested.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so I don't think we have any other public attendees. So if that's it, I think we can adjourn.
Okay.
All right, you guys have a good rest of your afternoon.
Awesome, thank you. Have a
Okay,
good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
You too.